A very good morning to you. It is Thursday. I think so.
Thursday.
It's in there.
21st?
21st of May.
Yeah.
I got it right.
Yeah.
On the money. 6:10. Thursday, the 21st of May. We're hurtling very fast towards Christmas. And then we can say happy birthday to Aseto.
Yes, please.
I'm telling you. Yes, please. Yes, please. Really? Okay. Well, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good.
Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Jana ulifanya biashara ile ulihepa kufanya?
Nilihepa. Lakini nilifanya.
Ulifanya? Very good.
Yes.
We're very proud.
Yes.
Evelyn is running this morning. Running to you. I'll be running to you. Running to... The man who sang that song is currently embroiled in a scandal of epic proportions.
What did you do?
I cannot say it on air.
They're just running around.
My God in heaven.
Yeah. Anyway, it's okay.
Anyway, good morning. You're fine? Very good.
Unasema lichovya asali ya wenyewe?
Acha tuachie hapo. Okay, so because we go down the slippery slope and down the rabbit hole, and we may not be able to come out at any points today. Mm-hmm. Establishing the fact that everybody's doing okay. Karibuni sana, and a very good morning to you. Top of the morning, folks, and hope everybody is doing well. Coming into Thursday, the number of things we're going to look at today, and establishing the fact that this is the Situation Room. It's Kenya's biggest conversation. Whether you're tuned in from wherever it is you are around the world, welcoming you.
It happened. I keep telling people, Kiingereza ilikuja na meli. Don't even struggle over it. If they cannot say Kipchoge or Keitani,
welcoming you.
It is fine.
Sawa.
Yes.
It's okay. You understand what I was trying to say? All right. We'll talk in a bit and say welcome to everybody. And we're getting into conversations today. Things that I think everybody who tried to get into a public service vehicle yesterday was able to do that.
Yeah.
I still don't know if the fares are higher. I haven't heard anybody complaining. And so maybe they're waiting until next week if they're going to reduce the thing by another 10 shillings. And then suddenly people will be happy.
We're waiting for Tuesday.
Waiting for Tuesday?
Yeah.
All right. We're waiting for Tuesday. We wait and see exactly what's going to happen. Where you guys? I saw Asha.
She back.
Asha is back.
Yeah.
Asha went to marry.
I know.
Asha. Yeah,
Reality
Asha
just struck because you picked it from a different location.
Kavisa.
Yeah.
But it's good. It's good. I'm happy. Asha, are you listening to the radio? I'm happy to see you this morning. And just a shout out to you, sister. And Karibu Sana back to the grind. Well, let me tell you what we'll be talking about today as we get into it. I wanted to tell you something so important. Anyway, I'm sure it'll come back like in the middle of when we're talking about something totally different. But whomst am I will say it at that point. I don't know what it's done to my brain. But anyway, it was very, very important. But maybe it was not that important if I forgot it clearly. Okay, so what are we going to be talking about today? Let me let you in on that. It's going to be... Kinda from 7 o'clock, having conversations. Hey, why are we not opening the thing? And I don't like this kind of thing. It's not cool. It's not thinking. It's not. It's refusing to cooperate with me, and I don't know why. But I do know that at 8 o'clock, our Justice Thursday conversation is around consent, age, and the courts. This is a big issue. Whether there has been a landmark ruling or not, we're going to go into the issues of this conversation. That we have many a child under 18, according to the laws of Kenya, who have been roped into the legal system and have either been, charged in court for statutory rape. Right? And Justice Odunga then in the Romeo and Juliet case then was very clear about, look, if we have a boy and a girl under age, we should at least either reduce or do away with that minimum sentence, especially when there's consensus in terms of that act. So we're going to be looking at that with Wakili Morara Omoke, who's an advocate today. And our Justice Thursday conversation is around consent, age, and the courts. I think it's important sometimes that we don't really realize how important these things are until you get yourself in a bit of a pickle. And I mean, God forbid that that should ever happen to anybody, but it does, and that's the reality of our times. So our Justice Thursday conversation today allows us to go into these realms and see what the courts actually do have to say, whether there are things that you can argue, whether there are positions that you can take over certain things. And so that's the conversation that we shall be having today around our Justice Thursday conversation. You want to plug in, you want to give us your examples, you want to tell us some of the things that you may have experienced, do let us know what that is. I know the light is flickering.
Like, yeah, guys, it's not yet Christmas.
It's not Christmas. It's not Dennis's birthday yet. Thanks. Hello. We're not celebrating just yet. So that's our Justice Thursday conversation. At 7 o'clock, Benjin Dolo is a political analyst. Alenga Torostert is a policy and governance analyst, leading Kenya from the ground or from the sky. That's the conversation we start off today at 7. And who's leading Kenya, I guess, is the question that's being asked. And maybe a couple of headlines will also allude to that conversation as well. So that's what we talk about with two gentlemen at 7. We talk Justice Thursday at 8. And then, with all due respect, Kennedy Kaunda is the chairman of the Tour Guides Association. We saw his smile followed by his frown on Monday night, followed then on Tuesday with his smile. And maybe they will come and let us know the issue around the cry. Are we really looking at a Tuesday where the folks are saying, guys, no, this cannot be? And what turned the frown on Monday night into a smile on Tuesday afternoon? Those are the questions that we'll ask Kennedy Kaunda today, with all due respect. That's what the conversations look like today. Karibuni sana. Jump on, guys. So let's talk about the things that affect us. Let's talk about the things that we should be looking forward to. Let's switch and change up the conversation. Karibuni sana as we do that today. Mister.
Yes.
We're still in Gabon.
Still in Gabon. Mm-hmm. So we talked about the fact that Gabon has its natural nuclear reactor.
Yes.
It is considered to be the lung of the world pretty much because of its, they share the Congo basin, the rainforest, right? Mm-hmm. And also they're rich in oil. They extract the same. Are they processing it? No. Mm-hmm. So perhaps with the Strait of Hormuz, maybe that is another place Kenya could be looking into because we're planning to build out a refinery locally. But let's go to the proverb. And this one, utapenda. Even a leopard cub has spots.
Yeah. Somebody is who they are from the beginning. It's very, very difficult to change anybody from the beginning. And you may not be able to see them, but they are there. Yeah. There are indications that somebody is like this or like this and like that. And it's from time. It's some things that you cannot change. Attitudes, behavior you can change, but who someone is, the way a situation is, there's very little you can do to change that. You can paint it, but then they could walk in the rain and it will come out. A particular situation might make it change temporarily, but it is imprinted on who you are.
Character and identity often reveal itself early. You
Very
just need
early.
to look.
Pay attention.
Just pay attention.
Yep.
So that later you don't complain.
Yes.
Because it showed you.
Ooh, The red flags, you saw them.
The red flags are always there.
You saw them. You just chose not to believe that they were there or to pay attention. Absolutely, Dennis. Yeah. But those red flags, you say, no, they didn't.
No.
They were there. It is you who chose.
Let me tell you. And that one can be interpreted by 55 million Kenyans differently.
Yeah.
But I love it.
Yep. You saw it. Yes, you did. You chose to go along with it or to ignore it. You saw it. And some of we talk about red flags, or sometimes they're green flags. So it can be positive as well. They're green flags and you chose not to pay attention to it. But this is what this person was telling you from the very beginning. Cindy-o?
Kabisa.
Let's say a good morning to everybody. Thank you for tuning in around the country, the world, the region. Whether you're tuned in on radio, going where you need to go, silent listener who listens in and chucks into our conversations daily, asante sana. Amelia, I'm going to get back to you. I've seen you sent me a message. I'm sorry about that. I didn't ignore you. I'm going to respond in just a minute. Okay, maybe in a few hours. But thank you for getting in touch. And our audience on KTN, as you watch and go, thank you so much for tuning in. So let's talk about these things this morning. I have to say a quick hello to you. Peter Chiari is tuned in this morning from Mombasa, and he said, this world won't hand you anything. You either fight for your place or you spend your life watching others take what you were too afraid to chase.
Kabisa.
Nobody's coming to save you. Joseph Akondo says, good morning, Team Spice. Tuning from Tudor in Mombasa. And Enoch and Zena says, hello. Well, hello to you too. Karibu sana. Agutu Ogembo is tuned in this morning. Hello, Princess Ndu Anaseto, says Leo. Since 2024, there has been a narrative of Kikuyus don't want a Kalenjin to rule. The same was repeated during the Batatu strike. Who benefits from this narrative? Let me tell you for free. Nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody benefits from the narrative of spewing hate or trying to divide people along the lines of where they're from. It's like the leopard who cannot change its spots.
Yeah.
You cannot change who you are, but you can change how you decide to relate with other people.
Yeah.
This tribal narrative helps nobody.
Nobody.
That's the question.
And I think even individuals who try to push that narrative, ask them, when's the last time they ask someone who they are, their name, where they come from, for them to do business or to even have a conversation with them. They do not.
It doesn't come up.
Exactly.
It doesn't come up.
So nobody benefits.
Nobody.
Don't pay attention to them, but pay attention to the spots on that little leopard.
Mm-hmm. Enoch, good morning to you. Here we go. Another day, another conversation. Kabisa. The conversations matter because we find ourselves circling back to certain things. Brangi Juma says, good morning, Team Spice. How are you all this blessed Thursday? We're chugging along, brother.
Mm-hmm.
Tibbs Muge says, good morning, SpiceFM. Team Cuba needs more eyes. Ajay Sasa. Osana Mark says, good morning, Spice. Tuned in from Busia County. Pace timer. I'm watching you. Ndu. Actually, Nduku. No. Should be your Kenyan name, Abi? No. You think times are hard when you hear someone has a jacuzzi bedroom and 4 girls from Seychelles in his plane. Well, okay. I don't think we can now take that as fact. We don't know. I think it's a source for a lot of comedy at the moment.
It's just comedy, yeah.
Come on. And I don't think we can be sure until you're sure. So in the meantime...
New story.
Kimiak says they allegedly bribed our representatives in transport industry and the selfish reps smiled for the cameras and turned it all into all due disrespect to us. Nothing good will come out of this Kenya concert. Kimiak, good morning. Well, maybe you'll have an opportunity to talk with Kennedy Kaunda today and ask him, okay, excuse me, how did the frown turn into a smile in less than 24 hours? And that's the question that we're going to be asking today. To just find out exactly what happened. Robert Lubogo says, good morning, Tuni from Mombasa. Dr. Venvik says, good morning from Tudor. Good morning to you. Mark Mwangi, ati ndu mrembo wa breakfast aseto
boys wetu wa ground. I have news for you, with all due respect. Nyi watu nguvu. Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh, well, asante sana, Mark. I wasn't quite sure where we were going with that, but I had to read it again. Thank you so much. I had gone a totally different direction. But it's good.
Yeah.
Fiery Red says, Ndu with the beautiful eyes. Good morning. Good morning to you. And Aseto with nice new specs. He looks really good, doesn't he?
Thank you.
Another day to endorse the one who says nothing good will come out of the KK regime. That would be Kimiak. That would be Kimiak. Fiery Red, I think you found a friend. So, here we go. Ryan Evil. Aseto, tuma ile... till number sasa kama wana Arsenali tukushukilikie
0722 187 7 -- but I'll slide in your DM. Just see what Arsenali. Let me tell you, carrying that trophy is heavy.
Imeisha, tumejua tumeshinda. Yeye imeshinda, imeisha. Sasa we're going somewhere else now. Champions League now.
Champions, yeah.
I said to please confirm you brought what you promised to do. Wait, let me confirm. He did. You guys. In fact, that was it. Thank you very much. That was what I wanted to say. So this man didn't just bring me one. He brought me 3 of those soft bristle toothbrushes for, my current situation.
So for the next 1 year, she's sorted.
I'm sorted. You're supposed to change your toothbrush every 3 months.
Yeah.
So this guy has made sure that, and then I don't hurt myself. I mean, you come to work and you work with people, but then then you have your people.
Yeah.
Mtu wa nguvu sana bwana.
Checky.
Yes, he did, and I'm saying it here in public. He did. Thank you so much. Mark Mwangi. My Prince. Good morning, everybody. Good morning to you. How are you? Andrew Shearer says, Kenya Sihami, with all due respect, came down as tumbocratic. Ooh-wee. Walishiba. Vancouver is locked. Wow. You guys, we can change like that. Erica War says, good morning, everybody. Good morning, guys. Enoch and Zaina says, good morning, Team Spice. Looking good from India. Namaste. Namasakra. Wait. Joylene is here. Joylene? So you answer. Good morning. Joylene is here, you guys. Very good, very good. She has even answered. She has shouted in that fairy voice. Mark Oliver says, it pains me that in 2026, we are still mourning innocent lives lost to violence. Can you believe it?
Yeah.
Can you believe that 4 people were killed on Monday? Can you believe it? Look, I saw another my heart. I saw another horrifying story of a grade 10 girl who had been, let me just say it. She had been raped and thrown in the bush. No, raped, killed, and then thrown in the bush, retrieved yesterday morning. What is it? What is it? What is it that this girl, who is 13, 14 years old, has done to you? What is it? That you find pleasure in taking something from this girl that can never be retrieved. And she represents thousands of human beings that this is happening to.
True.
Come on. And I was telling myself, I was like, okay, fine. We reached Monday because we had another death on Monday. I said, okay, maybe Tuesday will pass and then there'll be nothing. Shockaroo.
4.
Another one. What is it? What is it? I'm not happy.
Where is our soul as a
country? Where is the value for human life? Yeah. And then when you hear that people don't even mention it when people are killed, and we also say lives were lost. They were not lost. Lost is when I leave this cup in a taxi and then I can't find it. It was lost.
Life was
people
taken.
Were killed. Their lives were taken.
Yeah.
This is not a joke. And then now we see people, why are you taking life? You're robbing a child of her innocence and then you're snuffing the life out of her. For what? Some pleasure? What kind of deviant evil is this?
Yeah.
You
know, I was talking to Mr. Gidai, the head of camera unit here. And he was telling me when he joined the industry back in the days, a single death would shock the entire country. It would be a breaking news. You get to 2, and nowadays he wonders how we're talking about 60 people killed in a day, and it's normal business. How did we get here?
It's not good. I can't even.
Yeah.
Let me just greet people really quickly as we get into it right now. But you're right, Oliver, Makanu Oliver. It's not funny. This one is tough. James Kamau says, Honorable Ndai, for the 9 million litres consumed every day in Kenya, EPRA collects 75 cents, translating to 12 million a day. Thus, 360 million per month. What exactly does EPRA do? This is a good question. Where does the money go? It's a very good question. And whether you want to say it's infantile in its nature, I don't care. It's a question. And if you cannot answer it simply, then there's a problem. When is the last time you saw regulatory authority audited accounts of where the money goes and where it goes to? Fund this, fund that.
Imagine all I need is those guys just review prices.
And regulate, this is going to be up, it's going to be down. Where the money goes, tell us what it does.
Yeah.
There's a paper trail, folks. Enoch, good morning. Ndiona Sato, looking good. Asante Sana. We see you, brother Asante. Good morning, says Christina. Good morning to you. Rashid is tuned in and says, good morning, Team Spice. Nyakundi Emmanuel seems to think we are doomed. If it's true, the transport rep, we are bribed to smile in front of the camera. I know. Wanda, good morning, Ndiona Sato from Toronto. Have a bit of a sore throat, so I'll go to bed shortly. Have a great Thursday. You know, you need to knock the thing out with some ginger and lemon. We always talk about it, but it works.
It works.
Polisana mama. But get your rest also. It works. A lot of fluids. Benson Kahindi says, good morning, Team Spice. Listening from Kilifi. Where we Kilifi? Vidze. Johnny Mambo. Rosanna Emily says good morning. Osena Emily says good morning. Tuned in kama kawaida. Karibu Kasana. Jennifer Tennis says good morning, my favorite team and Spice family. Good morning to you. Musema Kweli, good morning, great team. As Kenyans sleep and churches and religious bodies focus on milking poor Kenyans through tithe, the EU, USA,
LGBTQ.
Okay. NGOs have bribed corrupt Justice Bahati Mwamuye to rule gender switch at birth. Yeah, that's another thing. We're going to be talking about that as well. Luhimbo, good morning. Good morning. Always awakening our minds. Thank you so much. Yes, Hela Apondi. Aseto delivered on his promise. Salam, says Mutuflani. Good morning to you. Valentine Ochino says, good morning, Team Kubwa, the most objective conversation in Kenya. Kudos. Mark Wangi says, Aseto, thank you on behalf of Ndu. Young Jedi says, good morning, Spice. Good morning to you. JD D. Dot says, where did the glasses go? We love you still. They're in my bag. Should I put them back? Let's do a poll.
Naked eyes heat best.
If we do a poll. Glasses or no glasses. Dennis has already declared his stance. Andrew Shearer says, good morning, Kenyans, my people. You celebrate Arsenal more than you do our Harambee Stars. Oi, disappointing. Okay. Isaac Kashama says, good morning, Indra and Dennis from Githongore. Good morning to you. Good morning, guys. With due respect, says Mickey McCarthy. Call Sifuna again. We missed that man. Ama Alukwe Junior KDF. People should be using commas and periods so that we know what to say. But I get your point. Good morning, sir. Mutufani, what else is watching Tenry School's Embu elections? Who else, rather? Wakokadi, what about you? Those elections are so fun to watch because they are so organized. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Rashid says, good morning from Kisumu. David Mangeras tuned in and says, good morning, good people. Matthew says, tulioshwa tumengara usiweke siasa kwa lungs.
Kabisa.
Mark Mangi says, I said to when you talk about 60 lives killed, get Murkumen and ask him if his family woke up to 60 gone. Would he be careless with his talk? Good question. Nduoko, looking good. Thank you so much, Sergey Germain. Lovely. Good morning, my neighbors. Gotea said to Oya. Good morning, everybody. Karibu sana. We take a minute to say good morning to you because it matters that you're part of a conversation that matters. Sindio. Kyle Nyambura tunakupenda sana pia. And Duke, a very happy birthday to your girl. You say your girl, your daughter or your girl. Either way, unampenda sana. And a very happy birthday to her. So thank you for tuning in this morning. Let's get into the headlines and see what's making the news today. Deputy in name is what's on the front page of the Standard, Kenya's bold newspaper. There's a picture of Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua. I beg your pardon. Big Freudian slip. Deputy President Kithure Kindiki. In the middle of a paralyzing fuel crisis, Deputy President Kithure Kindiki cut the image of a man watching events from the political sidelines rather than an acting head of state. As President William Ruto traveled through Azerbaijan and Kazakhstan, Kenya appeared to be running on autopilot, while cabinet secretaries and even blogger Dennis Utumbi took charge of crisis meetings in Nairobi. Kindiki was expecting roads in Tharaka Nithi. Okay. The DP's glaring absence has now raised questions over whether he's being deliberately locked out of the center of power or whether he melted when the heat of national decision-making became too intense. We asked this question here yesterday. And we said, come on, there's a deputy president. Where was he when the president is out of the country? One would assume that you take up the role and then you keep the train moving.
Yep.
Silence is what we were met by. And so it's a question you say, should he not have taken control of some of these things that were happening? And now that he had not, what does that exactly mean? So the question is being asked on the front page of the Standard this morning. I don't know that you will get an answer.
Kazi yake ni gani? Just like deputy governors, what's their work? Unless it's delegated. If at this point we're looking at a government that delegated allowed ministries to work, then one asks the question, Kazi deputy president
Nigani.
You
have to ask.
Yeah.
So a court has been told on page 2, this is the headline, how 208 billion shillings health deal with the US harms Kenyans. Now, you understand that there's the petition that was brought before the courts to stop this transference of data for, 208 billion shillings because it actually harms Kenyans rather than hurting them. Okay? So that was the case that we all ran amok about. So it's in the courts right now. So for now, that is held. Some of the things we're looking at, key points in the disputed 208 billion shilling Kenya-US Health Corporation framework from December 4th, 2025. And we know that PS Oluga was, pushing this. It's gone to the courts and the courts is being told this. So there might be a hold on that till further notice. Kenyans 446 million shilling win in cancer research. This is a fantastic thing.
Yes.
The money is great, but the strides that have been made in terms of what they've been able to find out is amazing. Professor George Jaroge of the Kenyatta University Teaching, Referral and Research Hospital has received the Greater Manchester Cancer Award 2026 alongside a United Kingdom-led team by Professor Robert Bristow of the University of Manchester and the Christie NHS Foundation Trust. They've co-created Through a co-created hub and spoke model, they combined community engagement, rapid pathology services, and a new genomic capacity to tackle a cancer often diagnosed too late, significantly improving chances of timely treatment.
Yes.
This is a fantastic thing. When you look at the possibilities that properly funded government-backed research can actually do, this is an example of the same.
I mean, you talk about even the research that has gone into stuff like malaria and what that has done in the country. Amazing stuff. What more can we do?
Yeah. This particular cancer is esophageal cancer that they were talking about in this. It's commonly referred to as cancer of the throat or food pipe. And the research was successful. They've been now able to get early detection because cancer is more treatable, less expensive to manage, or places a lower burden on society when identified at an early stage. So, I mean, a hearty congratulations to them. But beyond that, looking at the rising levels of esophageal cancer, especially west of Nakuru in Kenya, if we're just talking about Kenya, not around the world, because that's also an issue around the world, it has pushed numbers up until now. Esophageal cancer is the third most prevalent in Kenya after breast and cervical cancer, I think, or fourth after prostate. But it's up there. It's in the top 5. So, I mean, congratulations to them. And we just hope that more opportunities for this, because the big C is not fun. Not at all. All right, looking at some of the headlines. Kindiki's absence during fuel crisis raises questions of his leadership. Missing schoolgirl found murdered in Nakuru. That's it. The family, this is another one. This is another one from the one that I was telling you guys earlier. The family of a grade 6 student, age 12, is in shock after the girl was defiled and murdered Monday evening in Lari area in Joro Sub-County, Nakuru County. This one was found hidden in a maize plantation within Lari area. She had allegedly also been raped before she was killed. The shocking incident left the body of Mercy Nyambura with multiple head injuries. I'm going to say it. Her left eye severed and neck bruised, with local authorities believing she was strangled and tortured. According to Mwangi Kirahio, who is the area chief, Nyambura's body was found Tuesday afternoon, hidden in a maize plantation within the area after a long search by villagers.
I don't know, man.
That one I told you was 10. Grade 10. This one is grade 6. This one was 12 years old. Okay? That is what I'm talking about. The story that gives rise to our conversation, for our Justice Thursday conversation today, High Court grants teenagers green light to engage in consensual sex. Teenagers. Okay? So a teenager is between the age of 13 and 19. Okay? Now, High Court has said,
if they agree, what to do? ODPP, please look at how you will fix how you look at these things.
I don't know if they heard what I said. High Court grants teenagers green light to engage in consensual sex.
So my question is, 19-year-old and a 13-year-old, what do you call that? Because a 19-year-old under the law is an adult.
Yes.
But according to the ruling, it's a teenager.
We are going to get into this story and we'll talk about it later. And I hear you already.
Yeah.
I can hear you shouting in your heart. What? Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about my soon-to-be 13-year-old, and I'm like, who, what?
Yeah.
Who consenting what when you don't even know? Wash the plate properly. I take you to do it 3 times. What are you consenting? Are you crazy? Judges split on age of consent and punishment. This is another story that lends into our conversation. Hey, our producer is on fire because what?
Yeah.
She even prepares the things before it makes the news.
I know.
She's like a witch. How transporters strike demos through more fuel to ethnic flames, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Olkalau offers Gachagua and Kuria a new battle ring. So let's go. Let's duke it out, boys, because it looks like you're going to be able to do that. Kenya Airways is still doing annual general meetings. Okay, that's great. And then look into the opinion pages. Address silent mental health epidemic amongst the clergy. Address it everywhere because there's a problem. The same mental health issues we're talking about amongst the clergy who, by the way, this is not a hidden story that we have members of the clergy who are engaging in sexual relations with male pastors. Do you understand what I've said?
Yes.
Male members of the clergy engaging in sexual relations with male pastors in the church, no less. It's the same mental health issues that's disturbing these people who go and rape a 12-year-old girl and throw her in a maize plantation after killing her. Same thing. There's a problem everywhere. I'm just Kai. These things, it's just hard for me sometimes to just look at them over and over again. Get yourself a copy of the Standard e-paper also. Subscribe to that.
So, Daily Nation, fuel and our demands, that is the headline. So the 7-day countdown is on, but state officials are awaiting President Ruto's return to start key talks. So the talks have not yet started. We're waiting for the president to land.
But Tuesday, today is Thursday.
Yeah.
They have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
When the president touching down? Okay, cool.
Okay.
So if they give us the whole 46, we will be okay and the strike will be called off. For now, it is suspended. That's according to Mr. Karakasha. And they want the pumps to be reduced, even though the state announced 10 shillings price cut for diesel on Monday. Public transport sector operators say this is not enough and seek further drops. Now, the leaders of Matatus want to disband EPRA. EPRA disbanded. Leaders of key groups want President William Ruto to scrap the Energy Petroleum Regulatory Authority and liberalize oil and energy sector. So they just want the market forces to just work, And they want Matatu operators. Matatu operators have asked authorities to clamp down on the sanctioned collection of bribes by police officers on roads across the country. This right here, right? I think the Matatu operators should tell their members to stop bribing police officers so that they can flout traffic rules. Because the most notorious individuals on the roads today are Matatu operators. And I'm going to say that with so much conviction. Because tell me why today in the morning at my work, someone has just parked at a junction and blocked another Matatu, 2 lanes gone, simply because they're looking for passengers who some have not even left their houses. So in this instant, who should you address? Address your members first.
Yep.
Wasilipe askari atachukua hongo. Better yet, come up with an app. Let us pay these things digitally. Your Matatu is not to have had and money.
I agree.
Like that.
There's a way to deal with these things.
There's a way to deal with these things.
Yep.
Yes, and we know how to do it. We had a 1963 card. I got it through Dennis Itumbi in Uhuru Kenyatta's government. I have it, 1963 card. Ilienda wapi? We should ask that's another elephant, because the government invested in that. They printed cards, gave to Kenyans. We loaded money into that. How much money just disappeared like that?
Yep.
Auditor General Nancy Kathungu, another area to look into. The ones we lost, rights groups say 12 killed in protest. So we have Prudence Imali, 20-year-old, who was shot dead in Marurui, and Derek Mashanja, 22, who was shot at Maraba in Kakamega. Joseph Kiaria Kibushe, who was shot dead at Githurai, 44. Those are just about a few who unfortunately were killed. Their lives were taken during the protest. Now, white petitioners want Aden out of top carrier job. The litigants in the 2 separate petitions argue that former Cabinet Secretary Aden Mohammed is beyond the mandatory public service retirement age of 60 because he's 62, rendering his 3-year appointment as Kenya Revenue Authority Commissioner General unconstitutional, illegal, and void. Ndu. Retirement age is
60.
The gentleman is
62.
According to the law,
as above age.
Done and dusted. We see we're not experts,
but we can figure it out, eh?
But logic.
You can just say it's 60. 60 is the age for retirement. 62. This one is 62.
You don't qualify.
Senior, you don't even need to go to court.
And you're not even experts.
I tell you. Now imagine if we were experts.
Yeah. Imagine.
We'd solve the world. World peace, fuel prices, Strait of Hormuz. If we were experts, we would have sorted out this thing by now.
The constitution and the rule of law in this country is a suggestion to a minority. I repeat, a minority in this country. Arsenal fans in a frenzy after title drought ends. Okay.
I know, you just move very quickly.
Swiftly. We don't need to repeat it. TSC's 2.2 billion shillings budget hole set to hit teachers in acting roles hard. The Commission says money needed to cover allowances for tutors in acting capacities has not been factored in the 2026-2027 budget.
Okay. So easy 100,000 teachers have hired 100,000.
Yeah.
It's very possible that in the next 6 months, you will not have them because Akuna Pesa could move them from intern teachers, at least 44,000 of them, from intern teachers
to PNP. According to promises that have been given.
Now, Akuna Pesa. Now, when
you are doing 6 months, my friend, in the next 30 days.
Because budget in
yeah.
Okay. So now you would think
yes,
those guys,
yeah,
that since they knew that 100,000 teachers had been hired, to keep the number at 100,000, and not at 100 minus 44 is what?
60. 56.
You would think that to keep it there, that you would now put money into the budget to ensure that you could keep them hired, so that you can keep telling people we've hired 100,000.
Yeah. Let me tell you, Ndu.
Akili mtu wangu. But now if you didn't put the money in the thing...
Yeah. Let me tell you, Ndu. See, all that we see is optics. Right? We have 100,000, But we are also in the very same industry, in the same sector where a cabinet secretary would tell you that we do not know how much it costs to educate a single child from ECDE all the way to tertiary. Do you think, even as we talk about these budgets, because remember, every department gives their budget request to Treasury, right?
Yes.
So that all these things could be factored in. So if they did not factor this, or this was thrown out, tell me where education is a priority to them. Priority on education ni wewe na mtoto wako na vile anaenda shule. The government imejitoa. Mimi hiyo nimesema. Now, KU's acting VC emerges top candidate in race to hire Varsity's new boss. So they're looking for Varsity's new boss, and acting VC has emerged the top. So perhaps he's going to get the position.
Okay.
Banter economy collapses after EPL win. Okay, so hiyo ni mambo ya football. Now, the ones we lost in deadly nationwide fuel prices, so that is the numbers of those who got killed during the protest. And in page 6, the man that we shall be talking to a little bit later, Mr. Kaunda, with due respect, I wasn't disrespectful to CS's I hate lies. That's what he says.
Okay.
Yeah, mimi ni truthful man.
Another truthful man.
I wasn't disrespectful. I just stood on business. But I'm like, you know what? If ilibidi. Bled to death. Blood crisis killing mothers. Many expectant women in Kenya are losing their lives needlessly due to excessive bleeding. Now, Clinton Odhiambo, who is 30 years old, has become a widower before his cruel twist of fate. He had accompanied his pregnant wife, Mary, who's 22, to all her antenatal appointments on May 10th, 2026. It was not different. He took her to hospital when she began vomiting. So these are things that on this show we've just discovered, we've just found out can be controlled if we just invest into the health sector, especially when it comes to pregnant women in the country.
Indeed. Well,
so here we're talking about those who were killed in the protest. We're talking about children who are being raped and murdered. Then here you walk into a hospital, you go through the processes as written down to help your significant other get the best, but then they die on the hospital bed. Why? Because we have not invested into. We were told that thing cost 200 shillings.
Yeah.
Kenya, my country. Tuangalie.
Let me look quickly at the headlines of the Star because I want to come and share this story in the Standard. So, unity test for opposition as Rigathi flexes Mount Kenya might. Okay. Omolo, who is the PS National Administration, Interior PS, I beg your pardon. He says the government is reforming the police service.
The ones who are shooting people.
Yeah, do that with that information as you may. I'm just going to leave it at that. It's a headline. Okay? So he's gone in to tell us how that's happening. Sawa. Magistrate jail on why marriages are falling apart and how to save them. Oh, okay. I think you need to write a book. Actually, no. I think you need to put it in a bottle and sell it for people to drink. Because the rate at which these things are falling apart, crazy. President's new Mr. Fix-It. How Sakaja helped broker the fuel deal. Knock me over with a feather. Okay, fine. Apparently, he came in and, did the do. Can you imagine, just imagine, if he's the Mr. Fix-It? Do you know where I'm going with this?
Yes.
If you fixed that thing and he's my friend.
Yeah.
He's my friend. Doctor. No, Governor Sakaja.
Yeah.
He's my friend. But you fixed the thing. See, but then you fixed Nairobi. Ama?
Wallahi.
Watu wa 80 billion shillings walituambia nini? Kwanza I'm invested in that chapati machine.
Yeah.
Before you people went and did 80 billion for fixing lights, fixing machine. Garbage, you people said that you're going to bring chapati machine that will be making 1 million chapati, so that we wake up in the morning and we say chapati, it's here. We wake up in the night, we say chapati, it's here. You people also chapati machine. This one we're taking it very seriously. Wacha kucheza na chakula. Eat kwanza chapati. 1 million chapati a day, Abi? 1 million a day chapati. You don't say things like that and then you just let it go. This Nairobi that's in our work with 80 billion, when are they starting? Sorry.
I don't know.
Okay. I'm just asking.
As we were told, there's 80 billion shillings that has been released to change the face of Nairobi.
Yeah, we were told there were key sectors, lighting, garbage collection, I don't know what.
Me in my area, I'm sorry, but garbage collection is the same story.
But this in their date, and I was going to say Reverend Musalia Mudavadi. CS Musalia Mudavadi is the one heading this.
Yeah.
They've been having meetings. How? See, so that's what the star looks like before you even get a chance to get angry.
If he brokered the deal, if it's Mr. Fix-It, clearly you can fix Nairobi.
That's what I'm saying now.
Why are we not seeing it?
If you're Mr. Fix-It, you would be fixing things. Yeah. I'm just saying. It sounds like I'm making jokes on a Thursday morning, but come on. We can see your hand. If you say that this thing was brokered and it actually worked, how's about you fix the city? That's just me saying.
But I think most of the time we really go hard on SACS. But I also ask the question, where are the MCAs?
I told you that it's Thursday. Now, see, tunamaliza wiki.
Who's your MCA?
Bila. His name is Paul. Paul?
Let's stick with Paul. Paul.
I can't pronounce the last name, but I know my MCA.
That MCA. Mnadu.
Wamesema watakuja kututengeneza barabara ndio tumvotie next time. Ndio wamvotie. I don't vote in Kenya.
Sawa.
Now let me tell you this story in the Standard because it is important. I think it flew over our heads. Okay, the justice is Justice Bahati Mwamuye. The High Court has granted teenagers a green light to engage in consensual sex. Your under 18 son or daughter may now have sex without the fear of being automatically dragged to court for defilement, so long as the boy and the girl are of close age proximity and consenting. Okay. Now, remember that these are children. Most times they don't know their nose from their elbow. Yeah. I know because I have them. In a groundbreaking judgment that redefines how Kenya treats adolescent sexuality, the High Court has ruled that consensual sexual relations between minors of close age who are not exploiting or coercing each other should no longer attract automatic defilement charges. Now, I understand that. As crazy as the thing I said before, this I understand, that there's a time where it can be consensual, so that you should not now say the boy should, or because in this case, most times it's the boy, except for a few cases where we've heard. I know that there's a woman right now who is, I think she's serving a sentence for having defiled, he was 17 at the time, but according to her, he looked like a man anyway. So it happens across board, but usually the boys then And this is where now previously Justice Odunga with the Romeo and Juliet case had said we should reduce that minimum sentence that we're talking about, because the minimum sentence for defilement in Kenya is 10 years.
10 years, yeah.
We'll talk about things above that later. But he said 10 years. Now, what Mwamue is saying here is that these two teenagers, at some point, they love each other. It's a lie. They don't know what that is. But they like each other somehow, and they're engaged in sexual activity. That you should not punish them for that because they are closer in age and nobody forced anybody to do anything. You understand? Yeah. Now, he's saying, in that case, let us remove this defilement criminal charge from them. Allow them to do what they want to do so long as it is consensual. The orders that the teens were seeking: a declaration that the arrest, prosecution, and detention of the adolescents of the Sexual Offences Act No. 3 of 2006 for engaging in consensual, non-coercive, non-exploitative sexual relations violates the Constitution. Remove that. An order of certiorari calling into court and quashing the charge sheets against the teens who had been charged previously. A declaration that the blanket criminalization of mutually consensual, non-coercive, and non-exploitative sexual relations between adolescents is unconstitutional. It goes on, but we'll be visiting some of those things as we talk Justice Thursday at 8 o'clock. It's big. Let's talk about it.
This is the Situation Room, the only way to start your day.